Hey you guys, welcome to another episode of Sugar-Free Self-Care TV. It's me with some guest stars here, my cat Coffee and my other cat Donut, on their new cat castle. It's like literally 60 inches. Alright, it's grooming time. Anyways, you guys, I know it's been a hot minute since I've been here on YouTube, and so I wanted to update you guys on what I've been up to, what I'm doing, how I'm eating, and a quick tip for you guys if you struggle with coffee cravings, because I think that's a thing. And if you're anything like me, who has been drinking coffee for over a decade and felt like I needed it and felt like it was the only thing that could help me function, this episode will be helpful for you. Before I begin, please hit the subscribe button below to get more videos coming your way. I'm going to be producing a new episode every single week, so I can't wait to get that out there to you guys. Anyway, so what I've been up to is that right now, I'm actually in the middle of doing a keto coaching and carnivore coaching certification. So I'm doing this program online. It's hosted by Craig and Maria Emmerich, and they are very known in the keto community. They speak in tons of summits and conferences. A very, very great resource for cooking, for nutrition information. They've made all sorts of books, so they're amazing. I love their content, and so I'm doing my keto and carnivore coaching certification through them. And another thing that I've been doing is that today is day number 7 of my no nuts, no cheese, and no caffeine personal challenge thing, or reset, or whatever you want to call it. So I decided to go off the nuts, the cheese, and the caffeine just because I realized that when I was eating a lot of those foods, when I was having a lot of nuts and cheese, my weight would just always stay the same. And I would always have kind of this bloating around my stomach area, and I just started wanting to burn a little bit more fat. I wanted to lose weight. So I haven't gained a ton of weight in quarantine. It fluctuates usually around 102 to 104, but mostly it stays at 102. But I mostly want to do this to just get my abs, honestly, like to keep my abs, to get my abs back, because I just like how I feel when I'm more muscular. So been doing a lot of strength training. I do strength training 3 times a week with the 5x5 app, the 5x5 Strong Lifts app. And I also do 2 days of higher intensity interval training, like CrossFit workouts. And I run a 5K once a week. I went off nuts and cheese for already a week, and I feel so much better. I could already see my abs coming back. I'm gonna post progress photos as I go on about this, so hopefully I'll do that week by week. But something else I wanted to talk to you guys about today was really how to cut coffee cravings, because seriously, you guys, like, cutting coffee has been probably the most challenging sort of food to get off of for me, to kind of unhook from, because I felt like for me the cons of coffee weren't so apparent when I was drinking it so much. But now that I am not working in the hospital and I am seeing the effects of not having coffee in my life, I really thought it was time to cut it out completely. Like, completely wipe out coffee and tea from my life. That doesn't mean I won't have maybe decaf tea every now and then, or herbal tea, but I really don't want to have any coffee, period. And the reason was I just don't want to gain that dependence on it anymore. For 10 years I've been, well, over 10 years really, I've been dependent on coffee. I would drink coffee to study until 3 or 4 in the morning, sometimes pull all-nighters, and then I would use coffee in my nursing career. When I worked night shift, it would help me stay awake, but it didn't really work that well. And then in the day shift, when I worked as a nurse, I would still drink coffee because I was commuting for long distance. I was commuting about 45 miles one way to LA and back home. So it was always about an 1.5 hour drive, and I did get in a car accident once driving back home because I fell asleep at the wheel, so be careful about that. I felt like I needed coffee. I was only getting like 4 hours of sleep. But here's what I didn't realize. The more I had coffee, the more tired I would get. And it would just reinforce this cycle of like, I feel tired, I drink coffee, I feel more tired, I drink more coffee. And it just got to this point that I honestly didn't know what true fatigue looked like for me. I didn't know what it felt like to be tired anymore. I didn't feel quite rested at night anymore. And then when I left my nursing job this April 2020, I was just sleeping more, but I couldn't really, like, the sleep was restless, and I was like, you know what, I don't really need the coffee anymore. So decided to cut that out and cut it out for good. I just, honestly, you guys, I just hated the idea of drinking coffee. And then I was really self-conscious about my teeth stains. I didn't want like coffee teeth stains. I was very, very self-conscious about bad breath. And it also made me anxious. I would get always like these sweaty pits, and it would feel so nasty. I would feel anxious, just have like palpitations. It would raise my heart rate. And I always want to keep my heart rate low. I always want my heart rate to be in the 50s at least, and it was getting my heart rate in the 70s, and I just didn't want that. Long story short, I cut it, and now I'm on day 7 and I feel great. Like, I can literally wake up in the morning, and I was telling my boyfriend this today. I was like, I can wake up in the morning and I don't yawn. I don't do, like, I just don't really feel tired. Like, I wake up and I'm ready to go. And I have this steady stream of energy that keeps me going, and I don't have the afternoon slumps, and I feel really good all day. So I just decided I'm gonna make this a lifestyle, just like how I got off of alcohol in 2018. Like, I wasn't drinking it a lot, but it got to this point where when I did drink it, I had no benefit from it. It would just make me feel messed up and just didn't feel great anymore. So I don't miss alcohol, and I don't see myself having a problem cutting off coffee completely now. So here are my best tips, you guys. If you are kind of stuck in this place where you do drink a lot of coffee, and let me tell you, I get it, especially if you're a shift worker, you work night shifts. Like, I've done night shifts, I've done days, I've done 16-hour shifts, I've done 20-hour, I think my longest was maybe 18-hour shift. And I get what that's like to not have coffee, and it's scary. So I only encourage you to do this if you're really ready for it, and if you're in a place where you know that you could get at least 1 full week off, because getting off of it is going to take some recovery time. So here's my best tips on how to quit the coffee cravings, how to cut your coffee cravings, and how to eventually get off coffee for good if that's what you're interested in. So my #1 tip, first of all, is to get a week off from work. Just reserve some vacation time for yourself and tell your workplace you're gonna get some time off, and keep that week to yourself. Make it a self-care week retreat. Make it just that staycation, just some time for you to catch up on Netflix or whatever you want to do, or take some more walks, or just relax for you. All right, so the second thing, so that's the first step, get a week off of work. And then the second thing I would say is to do it cold turkey. And this is just what I recommend. I know people who've been drinking coffee in much higher amounts might struggle with this one. I would drink probably about 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day. It would range from 1 to 3 cups a day, but I would drink that consistently, at least 1 cup a day. And as we know, like 1 cup, we're not actually only drinking 8 ounces. We probably have at least 12 ounces a day minimum, because I never drink from a itty bitty, 8-ounce cup. Hello. So I would recommend just doing it cold turkey though, because if you have the whole week to recover, then you'll have a whole week to just like be able to deal with the symptoms right away, so you could just start feeling the benefits of it much quicker. The next thing you want to anticipate, #3, is you want to anticipate that you're gonna feel like crap. You're gonna have the headaches, the caffeine withdrawal symptoms, you're going to feel super tired, you're not gonna get anything done really well. You're probably not going to be able to work, which is why I said to request a whole week off. and you're probably gonna be napping in the day. That's what happened to me. I was napping in the day. I couldn't do anything, couldn't focus. So the most you could probably do is just sleep, watch some Netflix, and maybe do some reading, maybe pet your kittens. But otherwise, really take the week off and do like this self-care retreat. Like go for walks and stuff, but I wouldn't recommend any intense exercise because anyway, you won't feel like wanting to do it. You could decrease the intensity of your workouts. You could go for walks, longer walks maybe if you're up for it, but just take that week to take care of yourself. And then the next thing I'd have to say is just don't give up. Don't give up, because the first like 6 days are gonna feel like nothing's happening. The first six days, you won't get the energy boost. You'll feel tired all the time. It won't feel great. And you might be wondering, like, what's the point in this? Like, is this actually gonna work? Like, oh my gosh, I don't feel good. Like, I just want the coffee. And you're gonna crave the ritual. You're gonna crave wanting, like, the cup. Like, for me, I felt like more that I craved the ritual of it. Like, I loved pouring myself a cup of coffee in the morning and smelling the warm drink and feeling the warmth in my hand and having a warm drink with me when I'm working at home. And I felt like I really liked the ritual more than the actual drink itself. Because when I drink the drink itself, then I get the, you know, anxiety, the sweaty pits, and the bad breath. Like, I didn't like that. So I felt like I liked more of the ritual of it. So you want to replace that ritual with a different self-care ritual for yourself that is something that will bring you joy but isn't going to affect your sleep and isn't gonna give you some sort of net negative effect. What I mean is, it won't be something that will result in another bad or impact on your life. We don't want to replace a negative habit with another negative habit. Like, you don't want to just replace that dopamine hit from the coffee with a dopamine hit from, like, say, eating ice cream instead of drinking coffee. You know, you want to replace it with a different kind of comfort that can help you get a dopamine hit that's natural and doesn't result in a net negative effect. So for me, what I love to do instead of having coffee in the morning as part of my morning ritual is I love to light a candle. So I do a lot of courses in the morning. Like right now I'm taking 3 different courses, and so I take these courses from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. and I watch them like about an hour each. And I light a candle because it just helps me, I don't know, I kind of like that feeling, the fire and the warmth, and it smells good, and it's a great alternative to having coffee. So have that. I think this is step number 4, I'm losing count, but have that self-care ritual as a replacement for your coffee ritual. And that way you could get joy in another way besides coffee. And I think the last step, honestly, is really to take care of those symptoms. Like, you might need to take some ibuprofen or Advil if you need to for your headache, but I would just recommend drinking a lot of water and just allowing yourself to feel like embrace the suck, like embrace the feelings, embrace the discomfort, and just allow yourself to be human and to feel the fatigue. Because a lot of us want to not feel tired. We always fight and resist fatigue, and it always ends up in maybe making the experience of fatigue worse. Like, it makes us wish it wasn't there, and so you have a layer of fatigue, and on top of that is this layer of wishing the fatigue wasn't there. So allow yourself to just be with it. Let it, like, allow yourself to feel what it's like, to just have that human sensation and to just embrace the suck sometimes. Because you know what? We're not meant to be feeling happy all the time. We are humans. We'll feel positive emotions half of the time and negative emotions half of the time. So when we are in this place where we can really embrace any sensation that comes our way, which is exactly what I teach my clients with the 3-step CYC method, which is how I tell them how to stop craving food. It's mostly about processing an uncomfortable emotion, allowing yourself to feel that through your body without trying to avoid it or fight it or resist it. Alright guys, so as a summary, let's see if I could remember this. It'll probably be out of order, so I apologize. So the first one is to get a week off of work. The second one is, I get a week off of work. The second one is to do it cold turkey. Just do it all at once. The third one is, oh my gosh, I don't remember all of it. All right, you guys, so I'm going to recap all those steps here in my video, but again, it is possible. I do want to give you that hope that if you're in this place where you're not sleeping well, you want to start relying on your own energy stores, your fat stores for fuel, instead of an external source of energy for fuel like coffee, and you want to start just feeling more energized. You want to stop feeling tired in the morning. I highly recommend this 5-step process, and I have no doubt that it's going to help you out in the long term. So let me know what you think if you decide to do this process. I'd love to hear from you, and also drop a comment below if you want to talk about your experiences going off coffee. If you love it, hate it, let me know. I want to chat with you guys. All right, you guys, take care. Again, if you want to look forward to any future videos from me, click the subscribe button below, and I can't wait to see you more in the channel. All right, you guys, have a good one and take care, and I'll see you in the next video.